adds a little bit of extra interest in Mayweather's performance tonight.
In Mayweather's last fight, he totally outclassed Carlos Arena of Puerto Rico. He steps out of the corner here and immediately shows Vargas his remarkable hand speed, firing hands and landing 2 or 3 of them before that one's finally blocked. Now Floyd jabs. He started off leading with the left hook and again wings a left hook shot.
The difference here is just speed. Even though Goyo is blocking Mayweather's punches, he cannot retaliate and be effective himself because he's just too slow. But he's able to defend himself to a certain degree, but he can't do anything effective on the offensive method because of the speed factor.
When Mayweather won the world title from Genaro Hernandez, there were some in the sport who thought he was being rushed, that he was in too quickly against Hernandez. Within a couple of rounds, he dispelled that notion as he thoroughly outclassed Hernandez en route to taking the championship. Hasn't really been threatened at any time in his professional career.
Well, the last time I saw him have a real rough fight myself personally was Augie Sanchez.
In the amateurs?
In the amateurs, that's true. It was 2 good fights that I saw him fight.
Augie Sanchez, who's a local Las Vegas kid, incidentally.
Biggest difference is right here, just his speed element is just too much for these professional fighters. In the amateurs, it was a big factor, but still he had fighters who were much faster. But right now, at this stage right here, the speed is just going to be the factor in this fight. It's simply one word.
Vargas manages to stick a right hand to the body. Vargas continues to block Mayweather's left hook with his right hand.
Vargas's defense is very intelligent. He knows that he cannot cope with the speed of Mayweather, so as soon as he sees Mayweather starting to approach with the flying punches, he just merely puts both his hands up for whatever.
Because like a lot of brilliant young stars who can do most of what they want to in the ring, Mayweather doesn't throw to the body all that much.
No, he's not a body puncher, and the fact that Vargas is not a very good upper body movement fighter himself. He doesn't move his body too much.
Vargas was able to land a counter left hand.
He basically just puts his hands up to protect himself. But it's going to be very interesting, though, at this point. I'm kind of surprised that Mayweather seemingly have not been able to figure out how to penetrate through the defense of Vargas. And that's mainly attributed to the fact that he's not that much of an effective body puncher.
That's right. And you can see the calm professionalism of Vargas in the face of all this. I mean, he's been in against quicker fighters before.
That's true. And at this stage, he's giving
Mayweather, his father telling him, go to the body and then go upstairs with that kind of hook, body punch hook combination.
That was the good advice you were referring to, Emmanuel?
Yes, what his father's telling him. Throw the punch to the head first to make him take his elbows up, and then hit him to the body because he won't be able to see it. But Vargas is fighting a good fight in the fact he's picking his punches off, and if he attacks Mayweather after blocking Mayweather's punches, I think he would be more effective than if he leads. Because after Mayweather finishes his punches often, his body's in an upright position, whereas Vargas can come back, I think, and it'll be much safer for him at that time to attack also.
There's a red spot on the bridge of Vargas's nose.
Good example right there. He blocked the punch and then punched after blocking the punch instead of trying to lead first.
Vargas still picking off a lot of Mayweather's shots with his hands, but as Emmanuel Stewart pointed out in round 1, unable to fire back while being occupied defensively. And incidentally, that's Vargas's father who speaks to him between rounds in the corner. The language barrier robs us of the chance to listen to Joe Goosen, one of the more entertaining corner by corner or round by round trainers in the sport.
Definitely. That's once again a sample of speed. He cannot be that effective offensive. But Mayweather is not able to penetrate, which is interesting. And he still is not following instructions of his father, which is to punch to the head first to make him take his arms up, and then the punch to the body. Vargas
trying to stick the left hand to the body, now tries it again. Obviously, Vargas hoping to get to the body a little bit in the early rounds and maybe rob Mayweather of some of the foot speed.
Mayweather's changing his style now. He's trying to lean in closer where he can minimize the amount of time that Vargas can have to time his punches. He's trying to lean in and punch at a much shorter distance.
Now Vargas becomes the stalker and backs Mayweather against the ropes. And tries to do it again. Latin American segment of the crowd chanting Goyo, Goyo, Goyo. Trying to give Vargas a little incentive. Mayweather with the right hand lead blocked. Left hook is blocked.
And if you notice, Mayweather, even though he moves as if he's a flashy boxer, he doesn't really box. He very seldom shoots effective jabs. He basically paws with the jab and loads up with flurries and combinations of punches. But he doesn't really move around boxing. He has the movements of a boxer, but he doesn't box.
I think his most effective punch to get to the point is the right hand lead.
That's
with the right hand, you have to hit him. Don't fake it, throw it.
So far, Mayweather has been very good with his speed, avoiding punches. He's been less successful taking the offense, using any aggression to make something happen so far. He's a very bright young man. Maybe he'll have something figured out soon.
Round 3 begins. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
I think it would be effective if Mayweather would start fighting Vargas a little closer, because even though Vargas is a smaller fighter, his punches are much wider and he has such a loop room, and if he would fight him at a much closer range, I think he would catch him while he's throwing a wide punch.
And I think he's trying to close the distance right now.
Yes, I think he needs to settle in and fight him a lot closer.
He has stepped in a half a step and now tries to begin reaching for Vargas's body.
Well, I just don't see that Mayweather wants to get in close at all. I think he wants to avoid contact. That's the type of fighter he is. Use his speed as his big advantage so that he doesn't get hit. His first priority is not to get hit. You heard that the name of the game is hit and don't be hit. His priority is don't be hit and then hit.
Go all in, punch your way out.
Well, I can definitely say this. It's been a much more difficult fight than I think he is expected and has prepared for.
Right hand lead lands there.
Well, he found something right there.
But he still has not been able to land a very devastating punch. That was more of a punch that the guy don't see yet, but it doesn't knock you down or knock you out.
Yeah, just an arm punch.
Yes. At this point, he's not been.
But he may have to satisfy himself with that for a while.
Well, the fact that this man is closing the gap on him and is being more effective and being very physical when he gets inside on him means that he's going to have to find some method of doing something different. Otherwise, the fight, he will win the fight probably, but he may not have the impressive victory and performance that he's looking for.
Emmanuel.
There's a good hard right hand counter by Vargas as he slipped it over the top of Mayweather's right hand.
That's true.
You've said about Lennox Lewis that to really be an outstanding champion, you have to be passionate and aggressive. Do you see either or both of those qualities in Mayweather?
Mayweather right now is having, to me, the first solid fight that I've saw him fight as a professional, which I'm surprised to some degree at the performance of Vargas. But at this stage right now, I've saw tremendous speed, tremendous natural talent. But the other qualities, I don't think he's been put to the test where he could actually be rated in those areas.
There's a right hand lead that lands top.
And this is the way I would like to see him fight more. Even though he's got, you know, better boxing skills, I think I would have him to fight him a little closer, because I think his punches would get off much faster. And he would catch Vargas while he's in the process of trying to deliver a punch.
Well, to a certain degree, you would say, as long as he's not really serious about his jab, why box? He could be a tremendous boxer. Now round 4 begins. Floyd Mayweather Jr. landed 14 out of 50 punches by CompuBox numbers in round 3. Vargas 10 out of 33. Mayweather 17 of 74 in the jab department, as Emmanuel Stewart told you, more often than not.